The United States economy is on the brink of a recession, according to Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics. Zandi warns that recent economic data reveals a troubling slowdown marked by stagnant consumer spending, a cooling labor market, and contractions in key sectors like manufacturing and construction. He emphasizes that the economy is on the precipice of recession, signaling growing risks despite previously optimistic forecasts. In a post on X, Zandi pointed out, "The economy is on the precipice of recession." That's the clear takeaway from last week's economic data dump. Consumer spending has flatlined, construction and manufacturing are contracting, and employment is set to fall. And with inflation on the rise, it is tough for the Fed to come to the rescue. He further added, "It's no mystery why the economy is struggling. Blame increasing U.S. tariffs and highly restrictive immigration policy. The tariffs are cutting increasingly deeply into the profits of American companies and the purchasing power of American households. Fewer immigrant workers means a smaller economy." Consumer spending, which accounts for about 2/3 of U.S. economic output, has essentially flatlined. This stagnation is a critical warning sign because consumer demand drives much of the country's economic activity. At the same time, the labor market is showing signs of weakness. The U.S. added only 73,000 jobs recently, with significant downward revisions to job gains in May and June, marking the largest two-month revision in nearly half a century. These revisions have shifted the narrative among economists, who are now more concerned about the possibility of an imminent recession. Zandi also points to a shrinking labor force participation rate, partly due to a declining foreign-born workforce. He attributes this decline to restrictive immigration policies under the current administration, which he says are reducing the number of immigrant workers and thereby shrinking the overall economy. Additionally, rising tariffs have eroded corporate profits and household spending power, further weighing on economic growth. Inflation remains a persistent challenge, limiting the Federal Reserve's ability to respond effectively. The Fed has kept interest rates steady for now, but is closely monitoring inflation and growth indicators. Zandi suggests that the Fed's room to maneuver is limited, making it difficult to counteract the mounting economic pressures. The manufacturing and construction sectors are contracting, adding to the signs of economic distress. These industries are often sensitive to economic cycles, and their decline signals broader weakness. Any further signs of labor market weakness or declining consumer activity could confirm that the U.S. is entering a recessionary period. Zandi highlights a convergence of factors: stagnant consumer spending, labor market softness, shrinking workforce participation, and inflation pressures that place the U.S. economy dangerously close to recession. The outlook calls for close attention to economic data in the near term as policymakers and markets brace for potential downturn. For more news and updates, keep watching Live Mint.